Welcome to the channel. I want to thank you for hitting that play button. It's been since June since I made a video, and when I ended that last video, I told you that I was going to be making a return to trucking in, most likely September. Well, it's September. Actually, it's September the 12th. And as of probably, 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, I was planning on going back to Prime September 23rd and going through another 4-day orientation, and then going out with my good friend and someone I consider my brother, Chad Rich, which, if you guys enjoy trucking, you want to see the United States, he's all lined out now. He's got the cameras he needs. He's got his hat cam, and he's going to be making, some videos every week of him being out there on the road. So his channel is going to be linked in the description below. It's Chad Rich LLC. Definitely highly recommend go follow him. He's just he's a brother in Christ. He is someone that I enjoy talking with. We have really good conversations about things, and he's been in trucking for over 24 years. So he knows what he's doing out there. But definitely go check him out. But, there was something that happened. I'm going to do trucking at some point. When that is, I don't know. I'm going to maintain my CDL. I'm going to, every 2 years, go down, update my health card, file it with the state. I've already went down and tested and got all of my endorsements. I have hazmat, I've got doubles and triples, I've got tanker, and I wanted all of those endorsements on my license, because at some point I'm going to use it. That's one thing about a CDL. It's kind of like becoming a nurse or becoming, a CPA, or, whatever it is that requires some type of license. As long as you maintain it, you can at some point use it. And so I'm going to use it. I'm going to get into trucking at some point. My ultimate goal, once my son, my youngest son, has graduated out of the house and doing his own thing, that I'm going to get my training, 6 months, year, whatever, with Chad Rich, and then buy a truck and then go lease on with Mercer, or with run freight for Landstar or something like that. Go down, I want to buy my own truck and spec it out the way I want to, pay cash for it, and then just truck whenever I want to. Me and my wife are thinking, we're going to be building a house a little bit out in the country, and I'm going to build me a pole barn that I can put my truck in when I'm not out driving, and just wintertime be at home with her, doing whatever. And then, during the spring and the summer, go out and do some trucking and, enjoy that. Because I really do. I enjoy trucking. Now, trucking is a lot harder than what you think it is. It's very gratifying, very rewarding, but it's also very dangerous. It's very, I've seen a lot of depressed people out there in trucking, because I think that you have to get out of that truck. But so I'm going to be, taking a hiatus from that. Chuck, what are you going to be doing? I think I'm going to enjoy the next few years. I don't know, if something pops up, you never know. I could do something, but that's why it's so important when you're in your 20s to think about your 43-year-old you. It's something that I've always done. When me and my wife were younger, and we both had we had jobs. I've only had 3 jobs in life. I worked for Furr's Cafeteria when I turned 16, all the way through until I was 20. Got into management after school, and then I went to work for a healthcare system. Became a supervisor in patient account services, also did some computer programming and things like that, and then I started my own garage door company and did that for 16 years and was very successful at it. But the entire time I was always thinking about the future. So me and my wife, we have investments. We always lived below our means. If there's three things, guys, I can tell you that I think will be beneficial to you in life. I don't care how old you are, but it definitely helps when you're younger. Is number one is never put off something until tomorrow that you can do today. Procrastination kills so many people. Procrastination is, I think, one of the biggest thieves of not only people's happiness and prosperity and all those types of things, but a lot of people just want to put stuff off until tomorrow. Don't be like that. If you can do it today, do it today. Number two, be willing to do today what others won't, so that tomorrow you can do what others can't. And then finally, when you feel like walking, keep on crawling. When you feel like running, keep on walking. Simply means whatever you could be doing financially, always stay a step behind that. If you could be walking financially, then crawl. If you could be running financially, walk. Always, always, always spend less than you make. Me and my wife, we've always done, we always cut everything in a third. And, we did a lot of the things Dave Ramsey, if you've never heard of him, so for some people he's a cuss word, for other people, they follow him. But, he's here on YouTube, Dave Ramsey. But we were kind of doing his plan before we even found him, because it's kind of really common sense. But, with your money, you have to give some, you gotta spend some, and you need to save some. So we've always done like 33% of that. 30, not all, just all 33% savings, but it was kind of, going towards paying down debt, doing so forth. Well, in 2014, me and my wife became debt free. Paid off our house, walked into Bank of America, and wrote a check for $174,000. And our house right now is worth about $250,000 or so. And from 2014 to 2019, it was amazing how quickly our wealth exploded. Now, I did some stupid things during that time. My mother passed away at the end of 2015. She died November 10th of 2015. And I think anytime someone, your mom, especially, my mom was very important to me. When you go through that, you go through lots of different emotions. You go through, it puts life into perspective. Things that seem to be important aren't as important anymore. And I thought to myself, heck, I'm going to go, I don't know how much longer I'm going to live. I'm going to go buy this. So I did. I went down and bought I owned, over the course of 3 years, 3 different Corvettes. And it's been a year ago since I sold all of them. And, I did that for a couple of different reasons. I had a business. At that time I thought, I was going to open up another garage door company and looking to doing that. And that kind of just didn't pan out. And, so we put all that money into investments and so forth. And, I've kind of reined myself back in a little bit. But being responsible when I was younger allowed us to be able to do that. People in my family have always said to me and my wife, Chuck, y'all don't do anything. You guys have to think, as a business owner for 16 years, I can count on 2 hands how many days I took off. And I'm talking about not counting Sunday. Very seldom did I work on Sunday, but just during the weekdays. Like, most of everything we ever did was like a 3-day weekend. So it wasn't something that I recommend for entrepreneurs. But if you're an independent contractor, which a lot of people are, it's very easy to find yourself just working all the time, because you see the bills, you see all these different things, payroll, and other people's lives are in your hands, and their livelihood and so forth. And you're constantly trying to grow your business and those things. So, but it's allowing me at the age of 43 to basically say I'm retired. Doesn't mean I'm going to stay retired forever, but me and my wife make a very good income off of our investments. She makes a good income where she works. She enjoys what she does. And, she told me, she said, Chuck, you've worked like just a dog for the last 16 years. Take some time off. Decompress a little bit. Enjoy life. So that's what I'm going to do. And I think what I'm going to do with this channel, if if you want to watch, great. If not, it's no big deal. But I want to try to encourage you guys. I want to try to share with you how I got to where I am in life. More details. Talking to you about how, you can be. And I want to answer your questions. Make sure you leave, if you've got a question, you can drop the question down in the description. You can go to email, just email me. It's Assurance. Matter of fact, I'll just put it down below. Just go down to the description, click the there's a little arrow button right up underneath the video there. If you click on it, it opens up the description of this where we type stuff in. But I'll have in there my email address, and you can, Chad's video or channel will be down there, but drop in the comments if you got questions. And I'm going to take, a few questions, maybe, 2 or 3 questions every, do 3 or 4 videos a week after I get through doing my 4-mile walk in the morning, maybe on my way home, is just fire up the camera and ask, some questions you guys ask, answer them. Just real life. No, just not theatrical, not whatever. Just give my opinion on things. And they're going to be my opinions. Doesn't mean that that's your opinion. Doesn't mean that's how you want to live your life. But, one thing I learned as a younger person is I was always fascinated by people who were successful in life. And I truly believe that you are what you hang around. If you hang around people that are broke, you're going to be broke. If you hang around people who all they do is spend all they have, then you're going to spend all they have. If you're around people that, cuss like sailors and drink and smoke and do everything else, you're probably going to find yourself doing the same thing. Versus if you put yourself around people who, have integrity, people who have a heart of a giver, that know how to have a good time, that are successful, you're gonna do those things as well. It's just nature of habit. Like they always say, monkey see, monkey do. We all kind of adapt to whatever we're around. And it doesn't matter what you do in life or where you're at. Gallup put out a poll. Gallup does polls, but they did a poll that over 70% of people get up every day and go to a job they can't stand. And I said to myself, wow, 70% of people get up every day. Maybe that's you. Maybe you get up every day, but 70%, that's a lot. Do a job they can't stand. And why? I've seen this in my career. I've seen people do jobs that they don't like. Especially when people get into management. Especially when people get into, levels of authority and they make more. Their stress level goes way up. Most of them are, they work, 60, 70 hours a week. Most of them are salary, so they don't get paid by the hour. So actually, they're making less than, the people that work for them. And they get trapped because they go out and then they buy a house they can't afford. They buy cars they can't afford. They've got a lot of stuff. And instead of them owning the stuff owns them. And that can get you into quicksand that you don't feel like you can get out of. But I want you to know, no matter where you're at in life right now, you can get out of it. You can make a change today. You can say to yourself, I'm getting out of this. It's not going to happen overnight. It may take months. It may take a year. But you can begin to put a plan together. That's what I want to begin to help people here on YouTube. I want to help you as someone who has been successful, but someone who has been at different points in their lives and seen a lot of stuff. Being 43 years old, you think, well, that's not very old. And some people may say, hey, you're old. But I've seen some stuff. I've known a lot of people. And I want to share with you and encourage you how you can make changes. And again, I want to, if you got questions, send them in, because I want to be able to tell you, hey, Philip's got this question, and I want to give you my opinion on it. So that's where I'm at right now, guys. I'm actually around the corner from my house. And I just want to jump in here because I enjoy YouTube. I enjoy, I've been a creator for almost 4 years. I had a Corvettes 918 channel. If you like Corvettes, go check it out. I'll also have it linked below. I made videos there for, golly, I don't know, 3 years. Thought I got pretty good at it there towards the end. But I want to be now kind of transforming from all of that to just saying, well, I'm not a trucker anymore. I can't have a YouTube channel. No, I'm probably going to change the channel name. I may leave it the same. I mean, really, who cares? But I want to just share with you on a daily basis or a few times a week what's on my heart, encourage you, because we live in such a negative world. We live in a world where every day it's just negative. And I want to encourage you where you're at. I want to encourage you to be all that you can be. That's not just an army slogan, but that's be all you can be. And if you need someone that you need to talk to, email me. If we need to, we can have a conversation on the phone if we need to. But I want to help people out there that are struggling. Maybe you're hurting. Maybe you want to make a change in your life. I want to be able to help you do that. And just give you pointers. Because sometimes a word from not just me, but I believe a lot of the things that I will say in these videos coming forward will be inspired. And they will be words of wisdom. They will be words that maybe you needed to hear. Sometimes a word of encouragement, a word from someone can spark a fire within you that can help change your life. And I want to be here. I want to help you with anything that you may have an issue with. I don't care what it is. But you got to be willing for us to talk about it here on YouTube. Because you know what? No matter what issue you're having in life, believe me, you're not the only one having it. You may say, Chuck, you don't know what I'm doing. You don't know what I've done. Now, if you've done something that's, probably going to get you criminated, you probably don't want to, we don't want to talk about that here. But no matter what it is you're going in life, maybe you're on your third marriage. Maybe you've been through bankruptcy twice. Maybe you've cheated on your wife or your husband. Maybe maybe you're 5 years behind on taxes. No matter what it is that you're on or going through in life, I want to help you. I want to be someone that you can talk to that's not going to judge you, that's not going to say, golly, you're jacked up, but share it with a community of people. And then you know what? You can watch the comments because, there's good comments, there's bad comments. That's one thing I've learned about YouTube. There's some amazing people out there. I've got some of the best people that follow me here on YouTube. And, if we go through some, maybe 3 or 4 questions that people have, and I bring them up and maybe give my opinion, maybe there's some other people out there and you can drop down and give your opinion on the situation. And it may be great wisdom. So I want to build that community of just helping people and talking about finances. We're going to talk about finances. We're going to talk about motivation. We're going to talk about, sometimes we'll talk about, living the right life, doing what's right, and we'll just kind of go from there. This is going to be uncut. I'm going to throw these cameras on for 20 minutes or however long I end up talking and just leave it at that. So I hope you'll come back. I hope you'll enjoy the thing this series or this channel going forward. And at some point, I'm going to come back to trucking. If you only, we're only following my channel because you thought I was going to be a trucker, then, hey, I understand. But I would love to have you stay and try to share with you as much wisdom that I have and wisdom that I get on a daily basis through the Word of God. And just be someone that can be here for you. But guys, I'm here at the house, about to turn the corner. And there's sand all over the roads. Evidently, there's right over here. They're building brand new homes right over here next to us. So some of these trucks come in here and get lost and don't realize they need to be over there. But until I see you at the next video, again, I hope you have a blessed rest of your week. And remember, like I've always said, life is short. Definitely make it sweet. We'll see you guys at the next one.